Greetings and hello, fellow armchair Imagineers. It's Tiki here, and I'm just a half a theater geek.
And I am Monkey, and when it comes to theater, things like that, and geek levels, I am Fool.
And so I guess mathematically, if you add that up together, you get 1.5 theater geeks.
I suppose so, but there's two physical bodies here, so it's sort of weird. But if you add it up that way, the math might work.
It's even weirder when you have two people who are only half of a geek. So what do you do then?
Yeah, and one. I think, wasn't there a situation where there were three people, one of them was not a geek at all?
Well, you just don't count that person entirely. They just don't factor into the equation.
I suppose so, if that's how you feel.
I can't. I tried.
We got pretty far.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 1.5 Theater Geeks, the theatrical-based podcast on the So You Want to Be an Imagineer YouTube channel. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
All right. Monkey.
Tiki.
So, I don't know if it's appropriate to call these guys a quote-unquote sponsor yet, but since I am going to be doing a lot of videos for them in the future, I figured it's only appropriate to shout them out in every video we do moving forward. So, go to wdwmagic.com. There, you get a whole bunch of message boards regarding every facet of Disney, whole bunch of theme parks, every Disney park, every Disney resort, and our special Imagineering forum, where there's contests galore, open brainstorming galore. It is a feast for the brain. It is.
Did you say brain?
Yes, for the brain.
Wow.
It is brain food. It is truly the next one-stop spot for all your armchair Imagineering needs. I will put a link in the video description. Yeah.
Down here. It's down here. Down here. Prop here.
Not yet. It's not yet. Not down there yet.
Right.
All right. So anyways, yeah. I'm going to be doing that plug now because I feel like since the kind people are going to be letting me talk about their stuff and dissect it and get all of their personal business with a whole bunch of videos, I figured it'd be appropriate to shout them out. So,
yeah.
Anyways, Monkey, how you doing tonight?
I am doing not too bad. Happy New Year, sir. Happy New Year, channel.
Indeed. Is this the first video we're doing in the new year? I think it is. It is. Ooh.
Not a bad one to start off on.
Yeah. How was your New Year's Eve? Do you have a wild and crazy night?
No. What did I do New Year's Eve? If anything.
If anything at all.
Maybe I just watched some things. Yeah, I don't remember if I really did anything that night. Anything major.
I think I watched The Babadook with my dad. Second time I watched it, around 5 o'clock. Then after it was over, I literally just fell asleep. Just passed out. Like, it was the most uneventful New Year's Eve I've ever experienced. But anyways, we're not here to talk about
I did something. What was that?
I said we're not here to talk about the holidays, so get it out of your head.
Right.
Because we're eating up airtime. Yeah, what are we here to talk about?
We are here to discuss NBC's latest live musical broadcast out of the two they've done, this being the second, Peter Pan Live.
Yeah. Oh, this is a train wreck.
If I may ask, it's probably important to bring up, did you see Sound of Music live the year before?
No, I did not.
I did not either.
Okay, so just for the record, yeah, that's an important thing to bring up. That's just off the table. Do you know anything about like the background of what NBC's trying to do with these broadcasts, or why they're doing it, or
maybe to bring theater to people, maybe.
Does NBC broadcast the Tonys?
No.
No, they don't.
No, I think CBS does the Tonys. Let's just say, I think with something I found out recently, I think that like years ago, NBC aired the original version of this musical of Peter Pan back like during the tryouts, the pre-Broadway tryouts, as a way to try and get people to buy color televisions when those were first being made and sold.
Is that the Mary Martin one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. And did that version have all the same songs that are in this?
Maybe. I'm not exactly the best expert on this musical. Like, maybe there are little changes in here. Like, there are some things with, especially with songs that are, some revisions for this broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you ever seen any version of this show?
Of Peter Pan? No, I have not. But I do have some background on the show that I'd like to share, because in spite of not having seen a theatrical production of it, I was pretty into it for a period of time, mostly because of a little movie called Finding Neverland, which you need to see. As a theater geek, you need to see that movie. Seriously. Yeah, no, seriously. It has
right, because of the...
What?
Yeah, I suppose it would because of, the being a play thing.
Oh yeah, it's really interesting. Dustin Hoffman, I think, plays, I don't know, is he Johnny Depp? I think he's Johnny Depp's agent or something like that. Really good supporting role. Anyway, so Finding Neverland, it really kind of just, the thing that opened my eyes up about that movie is how dark and cryptic Peter Pan is. And I'm not even joking, man. I mean, the thing with Finding Neverland is that they really do take, hey, spoiler alert, here is a woman who is dying. Here is a guy that is writing a play for the kids of said dying woman. And there's some dark implications around that. I mean, just think about it. You have, basically, Peter Pan is the Grim Reaper. The Child Grim Reaper. That's all I have to say about that. That's kind of like the long and short of what I think of the dark implications, the darkest subtext you could look into, and I'm talking psychoanalyzing Barry's brain here. You know what I mean? But
I need to see this movie.
You really fucking do, man. You really do. But I'm just talking he is writing Neverland literally as an escape, mostly for Freddie Highmore's Peter character. Of course, Peter being the name of the main kid who then becomes Peter Pan and everything like that. Basically, Barry doesn't want the mother's death to destroy his innocence. There's a big theme about that going on. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of dark stuff. I read the book. I was blown away by the book. It really is kind of like...
The book Peter Pan or Finding Neverland?
No, Peter Pan.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Is there a Finding Neverland book?
Probably. I don't know.
There's probably something like that. But anyways, I read the book by J.M. Barrie.
Yeah.
And it is just filled with creepy subtext. Just brimming with it. It is dark as hell. They are constantly taught. Okay, you know the big famous line, "To die would be an awfully big adventure"?
Yeah.
Which I am going to go on a rant about because I think they absolutely fucked up that line here. We'll get to it. But that was basically that line was a lot of the context of the book. It wasn't subtext. It was it was there. It was all over the place. It was clearly a metaphor of hey, Neverland is heaven. That's clearly what the book was trying to go for, at least based to me when I read it and psychoanalyzed it and everything. I'm sure other people have different interpretations of it, but yeah. It's just a really kind of again, my thing with morbid fascination and everything like that. It's kind of a really personal thing to me because I don't know. Like I said, I saw that was one of the first movies that I really got into where it was like, oh, it's not just a popcorn action movie. It's a movie that has like good dramatic acting and everything like that, like Oscar movies basically. So it really was kind of a transitional movie for me. So that's why I'm so pissed off that they fucked up Peter Pan so bad in this thing. Yeah. Long story short of it. All right. Anyways, I think it's pretty appropriate that this is the first Theater Geeks of the new year, considering that the first Theater Geeks we ever did was Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, and I think this is an equal train wreck. And we haven't really covered train wrecks between then and now. It's really mostly
maybe one day we'll
stuff.
discuss Carrie.
What?
Carrie?
Is that what I think it is? I'll take that as a yes.
I'll assume it's a yes. Yeah, maybe we can discuss it further after the show. I cannot speak. What?
Is it a musical adaptation of the horror movie?
Well, probably more of the book, maybe of both.
Oh, okay. But it's an adaptation
of that story.
Carrie. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really famous flop.
Oh, boy.
Like, it's so famous, there's a book about Broadway flops entitled Not Since Carrie.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, we need to get on this. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Add that to the bucket list. Anyways,
Yeah.
so Peter Pan Live. All I knew was that I had to watch this thing for one reason and one reason only. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Christopher Walken. Yeah. Oh, man, that was perfect unison. That was beautiful.
Lovely.
No, Christopher Walken, seriously, what was your first reaction when you found out he was playing Hook?
I don't remember, but I probably found it like, yeah, that should be some fun casting.
That was your reaction.
Yeah.
My reaction was, this is going to be a train wreck, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I was also wondering if he was going to play Mr. Darling, which...
Oh, yeah, which... Nope.
No, instead it's the guy who plays me.
So random. Like, what the hell? Oh, speaking of traditional casting, I was going to ask you, as a theater guy, do you have any insight into the whole tradition of casting Peter Pan as a woman?
I think it's a way of, because they, like, instead of having an actual boy do it.
So it's a way to kind of show off like the youthful side of the character.
Something like that, yeah.
So not have like an actual kid, but still have it be like, because like if it was a man, it'd be kind of like a little bit more like, okay, I get you. So it just has to do with like the essence of the character that they're trying to portray on stage.
I guess, yeah.
Okay,
something like that.
Fair enough. All right, well, how do you want to approach the thing? Do you want to dissect it scene by scene? Do you want to just kind of go all over the place with it? What do you want to do?
Maybe scene by scene, but do you have a preference?
No, I don't have a preference.
Let's go scene by scene.
My only preference is that I do fuck all if I have much to say about the scenes that don't involve Walken. But anyways, yeah, let's do it. So
okay, so Peter Pan Live, unless you're on a different coast in a different time zone,
or watching it streaming like I did.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, like at the beginning of the thing, it says recorded from an earlier broadcast. Like out here in the West, yeah. But yeah, so then we get a flyover of a city, and we go and we see the Darling home around apparently Christmas time.
Yeah, because it has to be a Christmas special.
Yeah.
I felt that was pretty shoehorned in.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like that in the thing, because, we'll see.
I know for
also
a fact it is not like that in the original.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
So,
I'm hoping to see I'm planning to see the musical, a production of it next week. So I'll see how faithful this is, I guess. But
I kind of wish you
for
would
now,
have
we're
told
both
me that
blinded.
before we went on air. I could have waited another week. Oh well, whatever.
No, it's fine. Well, I had told you before,
Did
after a
you?
previous podcast. Yeah, and I think you were kind of just fine with doing it beforehand.
Nah, whatever. Let's not.
Yeah,
Bring it
whatever.
back.
We're here.
We're doing it. You got your
Yeah,
hook.
we can't worry about beforehand because clearly there's no hand. The crocodile has it in his intestines, and well, the result ain't pretty. Anyway,
I just can't. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to stop this dead in its tracks. I just can't recap this thing in all seriousness. I just can't. It is so fucking dull. Okay,
yeah.
first thing I have to say, we spent like a half hour, maybe 40 minutes in the damn nursery.
Yeah.
Talk about slow as fuck pacing. I mean, my God.
Like 3 or so full musical numbers before they start flying. They were the flying number.
Before they start flying.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
I mean,
seriously.
I can give Mrs. Darling's Lullaby a little more credit, but yeah.
And you know what? I legitimately feel bad for each and every fucking person involved in this thing. I do. Because I can tell they are all really talented theatrical performers. They practiced their ass off for some of this choreography. All the choreography is impressive. All the theatrical, like, technical stuff is really impressive. The costumes, the sets,
and there's the whole live broadcast factor.
Right. The acting is good. Like, I really do like the woman who plays Peter Pan. I think she puts on a pretty solid performance.
Yeah, she does.
God damn, it's just, I can't believe it. I can't believe how slow this thing is.
Yeah.
You're serious. You're serious. List off the songs.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. There was that Lullaby Mrs. Darling had.
Oh, God.
There was I Got a Crow, Neverland, and then the next number is I'm Flying, which is obviously when they start flying.
This is... I mean... Oh, boy. It's one of those things where I kind of feel like if I... Like, good luck seeing the stage production, man, because even if I saw this live on stage, I don't think that would make a difference at all. This is just like way too many songs. There's just no way around that.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, something I sometimes wonder, especially in stage shows, and this kind of applies here too, especially being a live broadcast, but so John and Michael are sleeping in their beds for ages.
Right.
So I guess on stage you just have the two kids sleeping there, just pretending to be asleep, and they have to keep listening to all of this long dialogue and songs, night after night after night.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that kind of thing happening, sort of. But yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah, so their maid just dozes off in closets.
Oh, yeah, the maid is a terrible person. Just a terrible human being.
Peter Pan, you didn't need Wendy to sew on your shadow. All you had to do was turn on a big light.
Right.
So
I do think it's a cool reveal, the shadow.
Yeah,
I think,
I suppose,
like, it's done well. Like, again, on the technical side, I think the sets are really good. I think the wire work's really good. Like, there's nothing I can really complain about on the technical side of this thing.
Yeah. If I may just bring it up at this point, yes. Tinkerbell?
What about it?
I mean, just Tinkerbell in general.
What,
the way she's done.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty subtle. Like, I like the fact that it's not.
I'm guessing it's
in your
live puppetry thing. Yeah. It's funny, like, when I was watching it just now, I kind of kept expecting Tinkerbell to say, I'm Waldo, the spirit of 3D.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so, so I wonder if, when Peter's like, every time a child says, I don't believe in fairies, a fairy drops dead. So did he just kill a fairy there?
Well, I mean that's way from the original book, so.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I guess I knew that, but yeah. So yeah, so I guess that's just something that goes with there. Just saying.
I mean, let's think about this from like comparing this to the Disney movie, because God knows that's going to be the inevitable thing that we're going to have to do here.
Yeah.
But okay, let's see the Disney movie. We get Second Star to the Right, which is a nice song, opening titles and everything. I don't really count it as part of the runtime. It's just kind of a good thing to get us into the mood. Then we
Opening
have
credits, right?
yeah, opening credits, yeah, and then we have let's see, there's about like I want to say maybe 5 minutes worth of conflict between the Darling family and Wendy moving into another room and stuff like that before Peter Pan shows up. And then Peter Pan's there for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes before You Can Fly starts.
Okay.
Like, I'm just like...
No, the pacing is way better than here.
I mean, I understand the need to maybe have like a song for the mother at the beginning because she becomes really, really important later on, and I do like the fact that the Barry story and other interpretations of this that I've seen emphasize the mother's importance a lot more, because when you think about it, yeah, the mother is an important part of Peter Pan because of the whole thing with the real life implications and everything like that, and the story going on around it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I understand the need to have that in there, but really, you need 2 other songs before the flying song?
Both of them are Peter Pan songs, even.
It's just, the flying song should be Peter Pan's introduction song. It's just redundant as hell.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, well anyways, like this is why I don't want to spend time recapping everything. I just want to
of course,
the broad spectrum of this thing. So
so they go to Neverland. Speaking of redundant pirates, what do they have? Like 5 numbers? Very similar numbers.
Hey. We get to see Walken struggle and be awful at the choreography while everyone around him is professional as fuck. And that is an American treasure that I will cherish.
Yeah, I mean, the pirates are more fun. Yeah, a lot more.
No, you don't understand. I hope that someday, eventually, people just put all of Walken's scenes on a loop in a YouTube video, because...
They're a gift. Holy shit. A gift. Already.
I'm sure there are. I am sure. Yeah. Holy shit. I don't even know where to start with this. Let's start with his fake British accent that he loses about 20 minutes into it.
Okay.
Do you have an attempt at doing an impression?
Well, let me see. Is there a good line I can use for that? Well, I'm not sure if I have one, but...
Well, just say that Peter Pan cut off your hand and that you can...
Peter Pan, cut off my hand, and I'm going to get revenge. It's the best impression that I can do at the time.
That's actually kind of beautiful. I love it.
Why, thank you, sir.
It's great because it's like he's not even really doing a British accent. He's just kind of trying to sound more sophisticated. And then, like, you can totally tell about 20 minutes into his screen time, he just gives up. He just fucking gives up. It's just, there's no accent around the finale. It's just... Like, witnessing Christopher Walken performing this thing is like witnessing the steam gradually go out of a performer as they're live on stage. in the most glorious way possible. But again, we're gonna be redundant talking about the pirate sequences, I know, but
Yeah.
don't you agree? His choreography is just awful. He is like not even trying to keep up with it. He just does not give two fucks.
Honestly, I think I focused more on his talk singing.
I focused on that too, yeah, but seriously, he just looks so out of place. He's just like, everyone around me is a professional dancer, so I'm just gonna...
Like my first mate, Mr. Smee.
Oh God, Mr. Smee is... Phew, there's some implications there.
What?
Implications with
Yeah,
Smee.
what are these implications?
Oh, I don't know, just the scene with the rose and everything.
A
Mr.
rose by any
Smee.
other name would smell as Schmeat.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God.
I know.
Mr. Smee, I love you so much. I need to do...
You're timeless to me!
And you need to have a rose in your teeth. But anyways, like I was saying, it's like...
Let's have him and Smee do timeless to me, please. Let's see that. As Hook and Smee. Gotta say, just on the topic of the pirates, if I may say so, there's this... didn't really catch the guy's name, but it's kind of like that one big pirate, the guy who loses the kite and such, and he likes Michael Steady. Like, to be honest, he's my favorite character in this whole thing. I just like that.
Probably doesn't even get a speaking role.
No, he speaks. He has a few lines.
He speaks. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like he's that one who's like, when they're gonna kill Tiger Lily, and it's like, oh, maybe she needs some explaining. You are tied to this rock, and soon the tide's gonna come in, and you'll drown.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So beautiful. And like I said, loses the kite, he just starts wailing, and then Smee shoves a cookie in his mouth. I love him.
But like I said, I mean, like he is just so... It's not even that he's uncomfortable, it's just that he does not give two fucks. Like, he's just like, I'm Christopher Walken, I'm just gonna move my arms a little and do some general motions that we practice, but fuck all you other people around me who are doing actual dancing. I just want to get high backstage when this is all over.
What's this? It was something where I guess he's like, Lagoon! Or there was that weird laugh he has at one point, like, Fanaha!
Fanaha!
Should we mention the stuff in between the commercials?
What stuff in between the commercials?
Because there are 2 points where during the commercials it just randomly cuts to Hook singing.
What?
What is it? There's that one song that I think it's after that Tarantella, like when they were all singing on the deck and such, and then one point during the commercials it shows Hook just alone on the deck, still holding the last note, and then some other pirate is mopping. And then when they're escaping on Pan's dinghy, like it just cuts to them sailing by, because it's kind of like that thing with. It's like that thing with George Washington in the boat and Hook's just holding out a note as the boat sails by. And then, of course, after both of them, it just goes to more commercials. Yeah, speaking of commercials, it's interesting. There was, like, for each break, the first ad would be something with, I don't remember if it was through NBC or Walmart, maybe NBC, but, like, some family getting their kids into the Peter Pan story. And it's kind of going along the same timeline as the show.
Weird.
I didn't watch out all of them, but it's fun. And one of them is just this line I find funny, like, it's an arrow like the one that shot Wendy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a little dark. But anyway.
Blue Dragon 5 wants to join us.
Very well.
Yes.
Yeah, so should we maybe not do the scene-by-scene recap then?
No, I don't think we're. I don't know. We'll see what he wants to. Like,
I mean, even in general. Also in general.
Recaps, the problem with that is.
Yeah, I meant like just in general, anyhow. Has he seen this? Did he see this?
Well, apparently he has, and apparently he has opinions about it because he wants me to invite him in.
Yes, the Blue Dragon of Quintuple Meta. Have you ever seen a Blue Dragon of Quintuple Meta? It's unlike anything you've ever seen, which I assume would mean you've not seen it. I mean, you had 5 chances.
Oh, God.
Very reptilian.
Okay, so, yeah, let's see, anything. So we get the, how many musical numbers do we get with Hook's first introduction? Let's just play count the musical numbers.
With his introduction.
I like how you actually have to think about this.
Like I said, I'm not that familiar with this. Do you mean, like, just with Hook's introduction or the show overall?
No, I mean with Hook's introduction, like in his introductory scene the first time you see him. Is it just one musical number?
Yeah, I think it's only one.
Just one? Okay.
Yeah, it's that one that has the tap in it.
Again, man, what a glorious moment. It's like, you know, he is just like, Christopher Walken, I'm just gonna awkwardly tap dance. Yeah, here I go. I'm putting my heel to the floor. Yeah. Oh my. Okay, so let's see. After that, we get the introduction to the Lost Boys, correct?
Right. We kind of meet the Indians too, but primarily the Lost Boys.
Oh, that's right. Do we have that little thing where the Indians and the Lost Boys are chasing each other?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I kind of, again, I like the choreography in that. I think it's all very well done. It's just a
bore.
Like, after you see Walken, you're just like, fuck. Like, now that I have seen him, I like, everything in this show that is not him is like 10 times more redundant.
Yeah, I suppose so. So the rest of them arrive. Then they hide away. Oh, something funny. It's after that first Hook number. Like, as it goes to the next scene, you can hear somebody on the crew shout, "Clear!" So eventually, Lost Boys hide and go back into the hideout, or they're away or something. I don't remember what. But the pirates come and they realize where the hideout is. And then there's the tango, but they get scared away by the croc. What
do you think of the crocodile?
Yeah, it's kind of silly, but you know what? I appreciate the work that went into it. Yes, hey, a Blue Dragon 5. What do you think of the crocodile?
Yo ho! Everybody.
Yo ho! Spoken like a true acquaintance that I would have on this ship, and by I mean Christopher Hook Walken.
This pirate's uncanny. I mean, why else would he not be a pirate? I mean, he has a hook and everything.
Right,
so,
right.
Credibility.
Yeah.
Most assuredly.
Oh wait! Oh, this is again on the theater. We're back on the Theater Geeks thing again.
Oh no.
We're still 1.5, I think.
Consider yourself a half a theater geek, not a theater geek at all.
Well, think of me as a cameo.
Cameo. All right.
1.5 theater geeks and Blue Dragon 5.
Sorry for boarding the ship unnecessarily. Fellas.
We've had blue people who are not theater geeks join our ship before.
Duh.
Well, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I am familiar with the theater ways a bit.
Are you also familiar with the show we are discussing?
Yes, but bear in mind, I'm kind of coming as kind of your layman, as your audience. Really, I've seen most of it. I haven't seen it all because, as you guys have kind of gone into, it's not that good.
No, it's not.
I've seen I've seen the beginning and the end and parts of the middle. So I'm missing out a little towards some of the songs, pretty much.
Okay, so wasn't the opening 40 minutes in the nursery just enthralling?
Yeah.
3 songs. Yeah, 3 songs before we get to the flying song.
To be fair, I mean, just kind of coming as a layman, this is my first, I guess, kind of live, television Disney. No,
It's not Disney.
Sorry, I meant not Disney. I meant like kind of live show really I've seen on TV. It had some impressive qualities about it.
Well, let's talk about, like, I think one of the impressive qualities, one of the things I liked the most about it was the sets, just in general,
Yes.
and I really like how it's like the whole stage is like this big map.
Yes, I really like the map thing.
Oh, right, and then like the landmarks will kind of like pop up out of the map as needed. Really cool stuff there. So, Dragon, like, in terms of like what you've seen of this, what are your opinions on Walken's glorious performance?
Walken. Well, I think it's pretty much. I think it's what I expected going into it. That he was going to be a little silly. I was expecting a little more straightforward. When I say that, I mean I was expecting more consistency. As we can tell, it kind of shifts things a bit. So I was just expecting consistent Walken. He was entertaining, to say the least. Again, I wish he could have gotten into the dancing a little more and stuff, because we've seen in things like Hairspray, he's a really fantastic dancer and singer and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what about that? Wasn't there that one music video?
Yeah, that music video thing. He's like in a hotel or something.
Yeah. The song that's used tonight at the museum, the Slim something, Shady Slim or something. And not it's something like the fancy music, Ben Stiller's.
Boy Slim, I think.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Like the second night of Night at the Museum where he's fixing everything. That's the song.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like I said, it's just you don't give a crap. Like, don't you think so? Is that not the vibe you kind of get from it?
I don't know. I get a vibe that he's tired.
I know. I do too. I just get a vibe that he just wants this to be done. And
well, you gotta give Walken some credit. I mean, he is starting to get up there. I mean, doing a theatrical production, a live theatrical production, nonetheless. I mean, to throw himself into that again after all these years, it's maybe it's a little much for him. Should we give him some credit for at least giving it a shot?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I give him credit for giving it a shot, and I give him credit that he is like the only thing about this that is even watchable.
Yeah, I mean, he's fun.
Yeah, I get a feeling for both of us it's the only reason we saw it.
I'd say that's true for all 3 of us. Yeah,
that's definitely a big reason for me. That, and I kind of never seen this thing. I never really watched the previous theatrical productions of Peter Pan. You always hear good things about it, so I was wondering, let's see how this one is.
Yeah, it's like if he hadn't been involved, we would not be talking about it.
Certainly, of course. Yeah, let's put our cards on the table here.
Yeah, that's really the only reason we're here.
Oh dear God. Okay, so let's talk about the awkwardly old-looking Lost Boys.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like I get that it's a challenge and it's like you can't really cast actual kids, but it's Monkey, what do you think?
It's kind of like I said, you can't cast actual kids, so yeah, I suppose it is just a big suspension of disbelief thing.
It really is, but oh God. I mean, some of them look like they're in their 30s, man.
Well,
They really do.
I'm kind of used to having...
who's like a blonde with like really broad shoulders.
I'm used to having Burt Ward as Robin, so I can tolerate a little more.
I guess so. I guess that's a good point. Okay, so anyways. So what do we think of when Wendy gets shot down and that whole business?
You're gonna have to refresh my memory on this. Like, set up the scene a little, would you?
Monkey?
So
Or
Tinkerbell
let's
tells,
not even go through it scene by scene. Let's just take it through broad strokes.
yeah, through
So,
broad
what do we
strokes,
think?
yeah.
What do we think of the whole like the show again slows down to a grinding halt once they have the whole thing with Wendy becoming their mother. And can we get a song count here? Because I swear to God, it's more than one.
I mean, it was one for for the hook. I am
No, I know for
pulling
the
up.
hook, but I'm just saying like in terms of like Wendy becoming their mother and everything like that. There are so many songs in this movie where Wendy is just like, I'm slowly singing that I'm your mother, and you will
Okay,
miss your mother too, but I'm your mother for right now, and I am
Okay,
slowly
whereas,
singing. The song is sad.
Can I ask you something about the beginning with just kind of how Peter and Wendy met for a second?
Mm,
How did you guys feel about the crying runner? I thought it was silly. I mean, that's kind of was that in the original play?
the what?
The crying runner, like the whole Peter Pan can't find a shadow. Well, you know her shadow. Go figure. You can't find the
I
shadow.
mean, like when she's like, "Why are you crying, boy?"
Yeah,
That.
yeah, and she keeps saying, "Well, you don't have to she keeps bringing up the fact that he's crying. Says, "I'm not crying," and like goes all the way to the end. I get kind of get the payoff of that, but still, it just feels like, well, he would be crying in this situation.
I'd have to go back and read it. I want to say it was in the original source material, though. My
Yeah, I
gut
wouldn't know,
says
but
it
I have a
was.
feeling it would be in there. Yeah. So okay, I'm
It
looking at the.
just bothered me that
Oh
he's
wait.
crying over a shadow, which he's just still looking for. I mean, come on, just look for it a little more. No need to cry. It's a shadow. You know, if you know it's there, it's just fine.
But I think the point of it was just to kind of show off like the character's like kind of like immaturity and inability to deal with situations.
Okay, I got a song list. I guess technically
Oh,
on that
God.
first pirate scene there were two numbers, but
I
the
knew
first
it.
one was it was at the very beginning of the scene, and I don't think it was too long. So it was that pirate mark thing.
Oh, fair enough.
Why would he
Yeah.
try soap to put the shadow
Yeah,
back?
I was kind of wondering that too.
No, I kind of like the
That's in the Disney
effect.
movie too, and yeah, that's always bothered me.
I like the effect of the shadow though, kind of this thing like he would attach his foot. Like it looked kind of like they use like a cloth, sort of silky cloth thing as the shadow. It's kind of a neat idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm looking.
I like how most of the stuff in here is very practical. Like we were talking about the crocodile, it looks silly, yes, but I think it serves its function rather well.
Yeah, I'll give the crocodile some slack.
So I'm looking at the song list. So after that Vengeance song, I'm pretty sure there was that dance number with the Lost Boys and the Indians, but aside from that, there's not really another. The next song is Hook's Tango.
Oh, okay.
And then we get a song from Peter and the Lost Boys about Wendy being their mother, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Just like there are too many songs about Wendy being their mother.
Okay, let's see how
really
many of those
slow and
were.
depressing.
Have we I'm sorry. Have you guys discussed?
Oh, I don't think this was a slow one. I don't think.
Oh.
I mean, in terms of slow ones, that might have been only like a few or so.
Don't cut my point, Monkey. Even if there were just a few, they seemed like they went on forever and they were awful.
Yeah, like that one in the boat.
Right. Oh God, yes. Oh my God, we are in Skull Rock.
We are in danger.
Yeah, that was awful. I'm sorry, Blue Dragon 5. What were you trying to ask us?
I was asking, have you guys kind of discussed what you thought of the it's Allison something, the one that Allison Williams that plays
Peter Pan?
Yeah, have you discussed your thoughts on how she did?
We kind of did, sort of, briefly.
I mean, I think she did a good job. I don't think it's anything that I don't think it's going to be like a standout performance that's going to stick in my mind or anything like that. I thought it was adequate. You know, it definitely kind of conveyed the youthful, kind of playful energy about that character. You know, she had a really good kind of like mischievous smile that she put on a lot. But again, not really anything that particularly sticks out to me. And also, I think she really kind of undersold a lot of the big dramatic moments, and that kind of pissed me off.
Let me ask you this: how is it that we have obviously older Lost Boys as our Lost Boys, yet we can't have just one of them be Peter Pan? Just have a male Peter Pan. I'm just saying. I know it's tradition.
Huh?
I mean, I know it's tradition as a female Peter Pan, but I mean, come on. For once, wouldn't it be kind of neat to see actually male Peter Pan like the animated movie? I mean, I know it's not based on all the animated movie.
I suppose they just decided not to do that this time.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's just we're talking about like 50, 60 plus years of tradition in theater, so it's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's kind of like those ones. I mean,
that dates back. Doesn't it date back to the original play?
I think so. Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. Like, wait, not even to the musical. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It dates back.
Yeah, and the whole thing about Mr. Darling and Hook being the same actor too.
Oh, sure.
That was
Didn't
also
he originally want Mrs. Darling to play Hook?
Right. I mean, to me, it kind of be like Tracy Turnblad's mother being played by a woman in Hairspray.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It just be like, wait, what? Like, it just wouldn't feel right.
You got a point.
I'm talking at least in terms of the tradition that they've established on stage, and in terms of like.
Yeah, because that dates back to the original Hairspray movie, the original movie.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
You know, a complaint I hear about Allison Williams, I kind of agree with in this, is that she might be a little too attractive for the role. Because you got to at least aim for kind of male looking. And I'm sorry, she's a little still too feminine to be Peter Pan in my eyes. It's like she's still. The acting, I love the enthusiasm she brought to it in places, definitely.
I agree with that.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Tiggy. The mischievousness is really good when she has it there. But I don't know. It's like the moments where she's crying and stuff. It just reminds me.
No, absolutely. Anytime she's supposed to be emotional, it falls flat.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you 100% on that. That's where she takes. It reminds me that she's almost selling me on it, but it's that little things just remind me. She's female. I'm taking that out of it a little. Because basically the whole play, just when you look at the context of the whole play, it's like the audience reminds it's the Lost Boys, and Peter Pan, he's the boy that never grew up. But again, boy, girl, it's kind of like visually on the nose.
Now let me ask something about the scene in Skull Rock with Hook. Do you think it was her doing the voice of Walken?
Doubt it.
Doubt it.
I'll bet you even money it's pre-recorded.
I know.
Yeah, or Walken was saying get off screen, maybe.
It would be hilarious if that was actually her, though.
I know, right? Right? If it was, then, like, total props. That is, like, magnificent. And
it would be the ultimate faux pas, like, not faux pas, technical difficulty. Would be hilarious if it happened. Highly impractical, but if they just played random walk-in clips in place, like by accident somehow, obviously.
Going to cross country bear hole.
Smart piggy, oink oink.
2 mice fell in a bucket of cream. First mouse drowned. Second one ran so fast it turned cream into butter.
Just ring a ding ding.
You know, that I'd love to see him do, because I think, if not, I could have sworn that it was turned to a musical. Am I not right? Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah.
Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, it would be great if Walken did that one.
That'd be funny. Let's make butter out of cream.
Exactly. They made that into a song. Like, Walken sing that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. That'd be funny. See him attempt to do a really low note, like the last note of that song. Whatever. Yeah. 2 mice.
Fell in a bucket of cream.
Yeah.
So I have some.
Go on.
What?
Go on.
Oh, okay. I have some major problems with the way they handled the scene where Peter's supposed to be drowning.
I like the cloud effect though for the water.
Again, all the production effect. I have absolutely no complaints at all with the technical side of this thing.
Right.
Yeah, but the production.
The production side is fine.
Did you guys?
It's all above average.
Sorry. Speaking of the production, sorry, T, you just kind of remind me of this.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice some of the the actors reacting to some of the production production stuff, like some of them, either they experienced it for the first time, or they just were reminded, oh yeah, since how feels like Wendy, I think it was when I heard this somewhere. Wendy, like if you look at the broadcast, the play, she looks terrified when they go up on the wires. Like some of the kids look terrified when they go up on the wires for a moment. You can tell.
I remember somewhere in that.
Yeah.
Maybe I remember in that flying scene, like I think Michael shouts, "This is awesome!"
Like just the reacting to the flying again, like it's either that or maybe a stage fright mixed with like, oh my god, I'm flying off the stage. Ah! Oh my god, I can't fly. Wait, that's the opposite of the song.
I'd say something about Spider-Man, but it might be in bad taste.
Oh god.
Song of Spider-Pan.
I can't do what a spider can! Crash.
Spider-Pan, Spider-Pan.
The whip!
So yeah, like I said, my favorite line in that original book is "To die would be an awfully big adventure," and it pisses me off how they use it.
It's a cool line.
Yeah, it is, because it really talks about all the dark subtext that's behind Peter Pan.
I can't remember.
Which this thing completely and totally ignores, which she says the line, but there is nothing, no sort of context around it at all, and that's what bothers me.
Kind of reminds me of the "It Does It Ever End" Adrian line from Watchmen. They always kind of. Sorry, it's an out there reference, but I feel the exact same way about it's a line that's really great in the book, and it has a lot of resonance. Basically, kind of what it was, and they mention it. They mention it in the movie, but it's kind of like an offhand reference. John always said, always kind of questioned, like, what does it ever end? Like, where's the kid? Like, he says that to Adrian, Adrian does, like, I've achieved world peace. Does it ever end, Adrian? I mean, does it ever end, Adrian? Pretty much, and then he disappears all ominously. Like, you're missing the coolness around that moment.
No, yeah. I feel the exact same way with this. It's like she says the literal line, but there is no real build up to it. There is no real threat of her dying in this situation. I mean, it's like that. I don't even really think they explain that she's drowning that well. I don't even think the set really conveys it that well. It's just overall just falls flat. And then they cut to commercial like it's supposed to be a big moment, but no, it doesn't work.
Can I mention, how do we feel about Hook's chair?
Oh, it's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Scarecrow's desk from Dark Knight Rises.
And I just love the guy that follows him with the pink umbrella.
Yeah. It might be the kite guy. Might have been him.
Could be.
I really liked Hook's henchman. I mean, his fellow pirates. I kind of like those guys.
All the pirates were really entertaining. The pirates were by far the most watchable thing about this.
I know what my favorite moment in the play is. My favorite moment of the production. I think it's got to be. It cracks me up the various times I've seen this bit, this isolated bit, where he says good. I might be butchering the execution of this, but I think it's like he's about to be executed, walk the plank, and he says goodbye to his men. Like he grabs the, he grabs the bear, like hands over the bear, like tosses it overboard, like that.
Yeah.
Before he hands over the kid, then he walks the plank. It's like, yeah, I'll take that.
And he says to the crocodile, "Don't rush me."
I know, yeah, that moment just cracks me up. Hook saying,
and the fist hook.
Just Hook saying goodbye and just saying goodbye, acting like a child. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Don't rush me.
So I think if my recollection's correct, everything between Skull Rock and the point where the Lost Boys get captured by the pirates is just a blur. Monkey, can you refresh us on that?
Okay, so let's see. So Peter gets rescued. The Lost Boys and the Indians do their whole "We're Friends Now" musical number. And
at least it's not as offensive as "What Makes the Red Man Red."
Okay.
I think they revised the lyrics for they had to revise the song for this broadcast to make it less racially insensitive.
Oh dear.
Yeah, say what you will, Red Man Red was kind of catchy.
No, what makes the Red Man Red is brilliant.
Yeah. Well, were they? Tell me something. I didn't see this scene. Were they smoking the peace pipe?
No.
Because I'm saying they did that in the animated version.
Yeah, they did a lot of things in the animated version in the 50s.
I'm just saying. The animated version is one of my favorites. It's pretty much my favorite version of Peter Pan. I'm just why harking it back. It's animated brilliantly, that movie. Here,
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great Mary.
That's Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson animation in that movie to a T, and it looks great.
Yeah, that was one of the ones as a kid I watched the most. Like, just I would watch it over and over. So yeah, I do have a ton of nostalgic for the original Disney movie, Blue Dragon 5. Did you ever see Finding Neverland?
No, I saw like a scene like when they're like Freddie Hummer's doing the production like for the mother. Like like he's wearing like they're doing
that's
like
right, that's right. We talk about Bates Motel. You need to see that damn movie.
Well, look, if I run into it, I'll watch, because I actually was watching something you're going to be really happy about. I'll tell you later.
Ooh, okay. Oh, is it?
Keep going. Just keep going.
I have two guesses.
You're going to get one of them wrong.
Okay. Anyways.
Keep going, sorry. Right.
So, Monkey, let's see. So, yeah, they do the Indian number, like, all right, we're friends now. Yay! Try.
So then they go back into the hideout, and then there's the song about mothers, which Mrs. Darling joins in too, and then the kids decide they want to go home, back home.
Okay, now, what do we think of the "Your Mother and Mine" song from the original, or from the Disney, I should say?
Honestly, I'm not that familiar with it.
What?
Honestly, I'm not that familiar with it.
That's kind of my point. I think in every Peter Pan musical, they try and get this moment, and it's always just like really boring and really over schmaltzy. And I thought that way in the original Disney one too. Like the original Disney one, they're trying to make it like Baby Mine or something like that, but no, it's boring and it slows down the pace to a halt. To be fair, in the Disney one, the only thing I remember that I really like about it is all the pirates are super emotionally affected by it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And me as the tattoo.
So I guess that's just a flaw that goes back to the Disney movie, is the placement of the song right there, because it just grinds everything to a halt.
Yeah, that was more so done for just its plot. It's plot contrivance. Okay, we're gonna have a sweet song, just lull everyone to sleep and give the pirates go like, "Aw."
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, remember the mother? Okay, and now we want to go back there now. Yeah, you're right. It's
yeah, we're
really
seeing in that special word, mother. Okay, it's important because we can't get that enough in this thing.
Oh yeah, I can't get enough seeding in the word mother with Freddie Hyde.
You know, it'd be hilarious.
What?
I'm sorry, just to detract with one quick thing just came to mind. What if one of Norman Bates' favorite animated movies, Peter Pan? Sorry.
Completely see that.
This makes sense. That's all. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway, and then we get that song from Peter, "When I Went Home," which I guess it was cut during the original tryouts, the original pre-Broadway tryouts.
Again, boring as hell.
Yeah.
So how many songs are in this thing anyway?
I had it. What was it? Like 21?
Oh dear God.
What?
Oh dear God.
21?
Are you serious?
That's what it seems to be based on. That's what it appears to be.
Jeez.
Oh, that is.
Well,
oh dear God. 21 songs. In
Are you counting reprisals or no?
Yes.
No, your reprisals again. Man, let's explain.
I am counting them. Yes.
Well, okay, so there's a fair amount of reprisals of "We Have a Mother," so. But still, oh my God, 21. Dear God.
Yeah.
It's like they have a really good set, but they don't use it. They don't let anything just naturally happen. And I guess maybe that's just a flaw of the original musical, the original like, this is why I love the stage version of this thing so much better, not as a musical, because you can do really fantastical things with the set. You have a lot of really interesting, really kind of dark and, and really multi-layered themes you can play with in Peter Pan. But no, when you make it a musical, it just sucks everything out of it. The sole exception being the Disney movie, in my opinion.
Mm.
And even the Disney movie doesn't even come close to getting a lot of the dark context that the original story.
Oh yeah, they had to cut out the darks. They cut out a lot of the dark stuff in the Disney version. Like
Right.
I believe at some point, if I'm remembering this correctly, there was a poison. Tinkerbell was poisoned, I think. No, so who was poisoned? Was the dog poisoned? Or was it
Tinkerbell.
I think it might have been the dog.
Someone was poisoned.
I would think Tinkerbell,
Yeah.
because he tries to poison Peter Pan, but
Right.
Tinkerbell.
Oh,
drinks
yeah,
instead.
right.
Oh, okay, and the dog came along with him. That's what it
Dog
was.
came along, yeah.
The dog
yeah.
came along with him, and Tinkerbell was poisoned. That was some of the dark stuff they had in there.
Well, speaking of Tinkerbell being poisoned,
Dark.
Yeah.
tweet to save Tinkerbell.
Oh yeah. So tell me how that went. I heard about
Wait,
this.
wait.
So, what
Okay,
happened?
yeah, I need to know. How did this go?
Okay, so Monkey, explain to us what's the deal with this whole thing. So walk us through the death and what happened.
Because
Well,
what I saw, and I just streamed it, but what I saw was just like, she was just like, oh, clap.
Yeah, she was like talking right to the camera.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like when it was being shown in the broadcast,
Yeah.
what happened was like around the point where
Oh.
like right after Tink takes the poison, and when Peter's like, "Oh my gosh, it is poison, Tinkerbell!" This thing pops up on the bottom of the screen that says,
Oh.
"Tweet to save Tinkerbell."
Oh my
Hashtag
God.
save Tinkerbell.
Oh, it's terrible.
There were also these things that would pop up during musical numbers, like Shazam the show to sing along.
Oh,
It would pop up like kind of near the end of musical numbers.
let me
Dude,
walk you through.
Survivor, and Survivor's been putting up random hashtags and their shit for years
Well,
now.
every show nowadays is doing kind of like the hashtag sign while the show's going on.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad's not a
But
few.
yeah,
that's right.
oh my god, hashtag save Tinkerbell, hashtag I do believe in fairies. Wow.
But I'll tell you this. I'll walk you through.
Monkey, can you look up and kind of see how many people actually tweeted it? Can you look that number up?
I suppose I could.
Try.
While he's doing
Let
that,
me just find a new tab.
I
And-
need to know how many people were invested enough to actually tweet that.
did people actually clap in the production to bring her back, or is it no clapping whatsoever?
No. In the production, it's they coax everyone to say, "I do believe in fairies. I do," and then it kind of builds to a chant. At least that's in the original stage production without the music.
You know, I can't help when you were talking about kind of some of the missing clapping here. I can't help but think of Cosgrove and Freakazoid asking everyone to clap.
Well, yeah, that was definitely a reference to Peter Pan.
I know, of
There.
course, I know it was. I'm just saying, in this context, I'm thinking.
How about Care Bears 2?
Oh god.
Oh, dear.
We care. We care.
The Freakazoid was much funnier though. It was like he's just Cosgrove, like as they're telling you blatantly, says, "Hey kids, you see Freakazoid over there? He's not doing too good." I saw this one time. It seemed to work. Maybe it'll work now. Clap to show him that you believe. And then no one's clapping. It says, "I said clap," and everyone's like, "That's it. Show him you care." And also throw in some hug bees. Hug bees.
Buggy!
Hug bees. Yeah, that's sorry. It's hilarious.
Okay, I'm not sure if I can find the.
Aw. Alright, don't worry about it.
Oh, and how did she test? So how did she test poison? Do you like the Indiana Jones like taste and spit it out thing?
She kind of like just dipped herself in it or something, and then there was a little cloud of smoke like in Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, I mean like how did Peter Pan know?
I guess seeing Tinkerbell after Tinkerbell's in the poison, he realizes like how she's falling ill or kind of dying from it.
Yeah, she could have like a little tiny heart attack, isn't though?
Wait, or
Wait.
maybe he could see it physically,
Wait, was
or
the
maybe she was telling
poison-
him.
Was the poison there, like in like a bottle of it or something there?
I think Hook poured it into like a conch shell or something.
Ah.
Some sort of shell that was there. Or it was in a Peter's medicine.
Okay.
Yeah. And Wendy's like constantly telling him to take it.
Right.
Because he got wounded or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because he got quote unquote wounded, even though in reality he just almost drowned. Kind of two different things.
Wait, there was medicine
Well,
on
Hulk
Neverland.
wounded him right before that. Before the
did he? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I think so. I think that's what happened. Yeah.
Wait,
and that's like why he couldn't fly.
Right.
Oh yeah, God. This
So,
show's
wait,
like
did
Once Upon a Time. It's just like inventing convoluted magic things.
Oh, Once Upon a Time's a little better. Come on. Anyway, wait a second. Well, let me clarify. So wait, so there's medicine in Neverland.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like
Apparently.
Wendy didn't bring it with her, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just there in the hideout.
Okay, so
That makes sense.
so in theory, Peter he stole it from Captain Hook's guys, right? Why else would where would he get the medicine? Like, wait, was this like in a bottle of medicine or like?
Maybe. Or
Wait, what?
or might have just been in that shell thing.
I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't really go out of their way to explain it one way or another.
Because I'm imagining when you're saying this, I'm imagining it's like a little bottle, like a little castor oil bottle or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, wait, where did they get like a bottle and all this in the medicine itself? The Wasp was,
I
and
was
it must still.
honestly just so pissed off at how quickly they breezed through it that I just was not paying attention to where the actual medicine was.
Well, I'm just nitpicking. It's not important.
Yeah. All right, so let's.
Okay,
see.
so Tinkerbell's alive! Yay! Hashtag yay! And,
Hashtag Tinkerbell, yeah.
okay, what do we think about the sword fighting? Like, kind of the fight choreography.
It pisses me off that Peter Pan doesn't have a dagger. That's what I think.
Oh wait, so no dag. I remember I saw like one of the sword fights. I could have sworn she took a sword.
I
But
know during the final sword fight with Hook, they both have swords. I'm not sure if she loses it. If she loses the dagger at some point, I don't know. Monkey, can you?
I don't remember either.
I thought she had like a dagger
at this point.
some
I'm just
point.
phasing out, just like Walken's phasing out.
I thought he pulled a dagger on her at some
He
point.
probably did. It's probably at some point during the fight she lost the dagger and then.
I'm thinking like the Tiger Lily bit, like the Skull Cave Tiger Lily bit. I thought he had like a knife, like a dagger for a moment.
He probably did there. Yeah, I don't know.
it's possible,
Again, it just like because I really like that kind of like iconic last fight with Hook on the the sails and the Disney movie where he's got the dagger and Hook's got the long thin sword.
Oh yeah.
I was really disappointed that he was just like, I don't know. Again, it's like I'm pretty sure what the situation was Peter loses the dagger at some point and then has to go for a pirate sword, and that's the finale. But it didn't work. And in terms of the fight choreography, again, nothing bad to say.
Do they have any music playing during the last altercation? Like during the action, like when they're sword fighting?
I'm sure there was music in there.
Yeah, I'm sure there
would have been music.
Because I remember, if I'm remembering correctly, the Skull Cave didn't have any music when they were sword fighting. If I'm remembering,
they were kind of singing during their fight in the.
Right.
Yeah, they were.
Well, Walken more so talk singing.
Oh, I have one thing that I want to go over though. That kind of bizarre sequence of events where they all go into the ship and they all are like screaming. Like, what is going on there?
I would assume being killed, but then they show up again after that.
That is, yeah, you're right. That is fucking dark, and I doubt they'd go that direction. You know what I mean? I just, by principle, I doubt they'd want to insinuate that these kids are just slaughtering these pirates.
Or the Indians were doing it, maybe.
Well, it's kind of like a Jedi thing, you know? It's like it's
implied. Because if the Indians do it, then it's all okay, right? As long as the white kids aren't doing it.
Well, I don't think the Lost Boys were in there yet.
Okay.
Well,
they send all of them in after the pirates.
Well, even if it is implied, it's kind of like Return of the Jedi. You know, it's like implied, man, there was really a lot of violence in this movie against stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And those Ewoks are bloodthirsty.
Oh God, yes. Oh my God.
Oh, Ron, I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but were any Lost Boys dressed in like their traditional like fur clothing, like the anime, or they're all just dressed? Yeah, that's
They're
what I
all just
thought.
dressed like schoolboys.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, wait,
Yep.
so they're just wait, so is the idea like Peter Pan abducted these kids at school?
Like, apparently he says,
I'd
like,
like to think that that is kind of like some of the dark context behind the original story. Yes.
what he says is, like, they fell out of their carriages when their nurses weren't looking, and if they weren't claimed in a week, they went to Neverland.
Oh, geez, where did he get the schoolboy uniforms? Is it like some? Is it like some creepy?
Silence.
Is it like some creepy like they're never gonna grow up, so I'm gonna make sure they look like boys forever?
There are
Peter
so
Pan
many
ran away to Neverland on the day he
implications.
was born.
This is kind of why I love this story. It's like just talking about it, there are creepy, dark implications all over the place.
Speaking of dark implications, I want you guys to clarify something for me, if you can, especially you, Monkey. I heard this like rumor, like I myself watching, I didn't see or didn't buy into it, but it looks like in the first act, one of the maids, like the servants or whoever, like they're in a closet, they're unconscious. A lot of people think that she's dead.
No, she's sleeping.
Yeah, obviously she's sleeping. But still,
She's only sleeping.
what's the deal with her? Like she's just randomly sleeping in there?
She's
Like
just a terrible person.
Just really a really negligent sitter, I suppose.
yeah, no one knocked her out.
Really
did they?
negligent at her duties. Like, there's even a point where they're like, "Oh, Eliza will be watching after them." Eliza just falls asleep. I think they say something like that between the parents.
It's like
Yeah.
Mrs. Kwan from Cat in the Hat, like the Asian lady.
Oh,
A
God.
little less racially insensitive. Mrs. Kwan.
watching lawyer shows where they're beating each other up. No, not lawyer shows, but like UN expositions, peace conferences where they're beating each other up.
Oh God.
And then they ride her like at Universal Studios. Cha-ching!
Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about because I haven't seen this movie, and
You're very lucky.
I know.
It's okay. Well,
Have you not seen that movie, or are you?
What?
Wait, never. Okay, I'm getting lost. I'm a lost boy. I'm a lost boy.
huzzah!
I'm suddenly going to be taken to Neverland and dressed as a schoolboy.
Okay, I'm about as anxious to get this over with as Walken is anxious to get this over with. Like, as I said, you can
That's one of
tell
my favorite lines of this podcast.
He just does not give a shit.
Place the plank on the poop.
It's me. Where's the crocodile? Me. The crocodile. Where is he? I want to get off now. I want to meet my end, my demise. Where is he? Tick tock is the sound I want to be hearing right now. Tick tock.
Looks like you go
Now we
backstage
go.
and be done with this ridiculousness.
I'm here for like 2 hours. I want to get out now.
It's like that whole song where they're like, "Who's the creepiest crook in the world? You or Hook is whatever." What if that whole song was just about Christopher Walken?
You know, that song looked a lot better, and I don't know, I looked for like the Dickens for this song, but I could not. I rewound it and tried to rewatch it. And I could not find the exact moment I was looking for. It was the trailer must have made it look so good, so it looked so different. Of like basically, there's a really good bit in the trailer for this where it cuts to revealing, oh, Christopher Walken's in this. And Spring says, "Who's the greatest captain of the sea? Captain Hook." Captain Hook, and the music around it sounds really cool. That's what really drew me into the thing. Oh man, I kind of want to see this. And I did not see that moment at all during this. I mean, I saw it, but it was like during the other musical where he's barely dancing. It's like, well, where's the awesome build?
Right.
It was good advertising. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah.
It's like Iron Man 3 advertising.
Oh God. I mean, honestly, yeah. I think Hook. I think Walken gave me pretty much. If he was good, I would have been disappointed. If he would have like actually turned in a solid performance and would have actually been nuanced and kept the British accent the whole time,
Well,
and not have his like usual accent, I would have been so disappointed in that.
Well, if
As
I
it
may,
stands, it's glorious. As it stands, it is everything I was hoping it would be.
if I can bring up something Peter Pan related real quick.
Yep.
Recently I saw Night at the Museum 3, and before
Mhm.
before a movie came on, I got trailers, and apparently, it's completely coincidental. This is why this thing was in my mind today. It was just, as I was watching it, the Peter Pan movie trailer for the new movie coming out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's just called Pan, right?
I think
Yeah.
so. And
Yeah. With Hugh Jackman.
exactly. Hugh Jackman's gonna play Captain Hook.
And he looks incredibly
No.
silly.
Hugh Jackman's playing Blackbeard, I think.
Wait, you
Yeah,
sure?
he's Blackbeard.
Oh.
Yeah, he's Blackbeard.
And then there's
Oh,
another
right, because
person-
Hook's a young guy, right? In that
Right,
one.
right. And he and Peter are going to be friends, and I fucking can't stand that idea.
It's a little strange. I'm not gonna see it, so I'm dealing with
I
enough having to see
cannot
Cinderella.
stand that like everything else about that trailer. I really like. I really like the visual look of Neverland that they're going for. I feel like they're kind of going back to some of the dark stuff, but I cannot stand the idea of watching a prequel pairing up the hero and I just no.
I mean, it
No.
looks like they're going for like a Smallville,
After
Luthor,
Maleficent,
Clark Kent
I am
thing.
not
You know?
interested in that shit.
Like, some things can't work. You can't do like a Luthor, Clark Kent thing from Smallville with Peter Pan.
Exactly. Like, yeah. No, there is absolutely no reason why they just make Hugh Jackman Captain Hook.
Yeah.
Why do you have to have that origin story in there? Oh dear, monkey.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Sorry for the distraction. Now, by all means, let's push forward. I was just bringing it because it was just in my mind. Recently about like another Captain Hook who could. Well, at least I thought it was Captain Hook for a moment. I thought it was gonna be like a weird thing where in the trailer it sold me as like a weird thing, like okay, maybe we have two Captain Hooks in this movie.
No.
Two things,
no.
and I'll show them to you. Here's Captain Hook 1 and Captain Hook 2.
Okay.
These hooks will not hurt you unless you throw their hand to crocodiles.
Put your hand back on, man.
Okay.
Your lack of hand back on. There you go.
So is Walken dead yet?
No.
Possibly. I'm not
Well,
sure, depending
well,
where we are.
Okay, well let's see. So Tinkerbell's alive. I remember we went through that.
So
I
back to
mentioned-
we mentioned the thing of them possibly dying, being killed.
Right.
And then there's the fighting, some more pirates die, and then it's time for Pan and Hook to fight, and Hook to walk over the plank.
They could have made the action a little more thrilling.
Yeah, they really could have.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be bored during a sword fight.
Especially one with Christopher Walken involved in it.
Yeah, I mean, even Hook, the one Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman, that one had a really good sword fight and a really good.
Maybe he
climax.
should have used a soldering iron.
Stab you in the face with a soldering iron. I'm gonna take Tinkerbell. I'm gonna strap her to my little wooden sword here.
Oh
I'm
no!
gonna burn
Peter
your face.
Pan's been crushed!
Oh no!
I can just see Hook in his captain's quarters just making little models of Peter Pan and just crushing them over and over.
It would have been hilarious. It would have been hilarious if they somehow kept the shaving scene from Peter Pan the animated movie
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
and put it into this with Walken to like give him the chance to do some comedy.
Intentional comedy.
Yeah, yes, intentional.
The only comedy that he gets to do is just like is basically just like he does not give a shit, and it's funny that he does not give a shit.
Yep. It's like it does. I've heard people say this before, so I'm not the first one to say this, but it feels kind of like Saturday Night Live, Christopher Walken. He's like,
No,
it's
oh
like,
god, I am so glad you said that. Yes, because every time he is on screen, it feels like an SNL sketch. It so feels like an SNL sketch. It has the timing of an SNL sketch almost. It is like it feels like a parody.
And the only legitimate gripes, again, we're kind of treading old ground here. The only legitimate gripes I got with Captain Hook,
If I had a cowbell, I would pull it out right now.
it's
So obvious.
yes. Yes. But it's
I
just
thought
he had
it
more
would be
energy and more consistency.
the
That's
only
all.
prescription is more pixie dust. I'm sorry, that was lame.
It's just like, if he had like a little more energy and more pep in his step, and if he just mainly if he just committed to the thing, it's funny. Don't get me wrong, just the absurdity of it that he's switching accents. I wish he just kept kind of this, not even put on accent, he was just walking.
I know, yeah. It's like I said. I kind of feel like he tries to go for the British accent, but then he just kind of loses it about 20 minutes in and just says fuck it the rest of the time.
I remember I really liked the design. Like the design kind of upset me because I heard that Chris Paul was in this, and I look at the promo poster and it's like, man, that doesn't look like Walken at all. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it was just a promo poster, and he looked a little more progressively Walken when we started moving.
Yeah. I think the promo poster they definitely did his makeup and stuff up, like very much to make him look kind of more intimidating than he does here.
Hey, real quick, what do you guys think of like this? You guys have kind of touched on this a little before, but what do you think of the costuming overall for this thing? So, we've the production design, for the sets and the effects and everything. What did the costume have you?
Well, I mean, I have some complaints, like with the Lost Boys. It's freaking ridiculous that they're just
school
boy
boy
uniforms.
Certainly.
I think overall it's pretty decent. Like, it's not anything particularly memorable.
Yeah, what do you think of the mesh in the Peter Pan's costume? Like, kind of like giving like an under, like like the green, kind of the green netting.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool looking.
Monkey?
Yeah.
Only they could have made her look more like him.
Oh god. Okay, can we please I am
Let's just see a Peter Pan with more than 5 o'clock shadow. Let's see that.
Oh god.
So
I'm kidding.
Vicky?
Yes.
Yeah. So shall we put this into the crocodile's mouth then?
Please do. It's like there's not anything entertaining I can say about this shit because it's just I feel like I'm just repeating my points over and over.
Yeah, so we just get that. Yeah, I suppose that's kind of it then, aside from that final scene. But yeah.
Mini Driver, hi Mini Driver.
Yeah, and they're going to adopt all those kids. Like, we've no room to spare. We'll pretend we do.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
That's totally gonna solve everything. Yeah, just problem solved.
They brought all the Lost Boys with them, right?
Yeah.
Oh
my god.
I wanted to sleep in it.
Yeah, that's really stupid.
Do you not remember that you're fired?
Yeah.
It wasn't the original. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Wasn't the notion of the animated movie that we the audience know that it was real, it happened, but wasn't there like a bit of ambiguity?
I think there was ambiguity in terms of like if the father had been to Neverland.
Yeah, and like maybe like the implication being like maybe in some way he could have actually been Captain Hook somehow.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So like the ambiguity there was really
Weird
good.
Interstellar time loopy type stuff.
Yeah. Also, real quick, just to kind of backtrack a smidge. One last really funny thing about pretty much the best scene in the whole thing. Walken's kind of meets his end. When he's saying his goodbyes.
After that, you're just like, okay, time to stop giving a fuck.
Exactly. It's so funny. It's like him acknowledging. Well, this is him acknowledging. Yeah, this has been fun, but I'm out of here. Pretty much saying, yeah, this is me. Just for if I'm going out, I'm going out happy. I'm going out funny. But yeah, I'm sorry. So it's pretty much the ambiguity is really kind of neat. So we got this Mini Driver thing. So, and I was surprised because, again, just mainly knowing the animated films, I was surprised they mentioned Jane.
Oh no, this is the
original
book and play.
Yeah, I did not know that was part of the original book going into this.
Now you know.
I actually really like this as the ending to the book in the way it plays out in the book.
So how does this usually play? Any differences between the book and this ending exactly, or anything of note?
I mean, I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, so I guess it's an addition that all the Lost Boys come with them, right? Am I right in that?
That the Lost Boys come with them. I think that's from the book, isn't it?
Honestly, I'd have to look. I'd have to go back and look, but my gut says that the Lost Boys did come with them in the book.
Hmm.
My gut says they did.
Yeah,
But
it's,
I'd have
that
to
kind of rubs
go
me the
back and
wrong.
confirm.
Probably because we're nostalgically attached to the animated film. I don't know, but it sounds a little wrong to me if the boys going with me. It's like
Well, because then who's Peter gonna hang out with in Neverland?
exactly. It's a little too sad for Peter Pan. Oh, poor old Peter Pan lost all his pals. He's alone. He's really
Well,
staying
the
there.
Indians are still there, aren't they? Well, in this version they are at least, but
You got a point
and
there.
fairies.
Yeah, you got the
Mermaids?
Indians. You got the Indians. You got the. Yeah, okay, you're right. So he's not completely alone, but he's lost his pals. He's tight knit group. He knew these guys.
Maybe there will be more Lost Boys.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
they'll
there
go
will be
abduct
if he
him.
will kidnap him, which he will because he's the devil.
In the pale moonlight. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
You have a dance
Yeah,
with the
it's
devil in the pale moonlight.
Now you see Blue Dragon 5. This is why I want to. This is kind of one of the reasons I want to watch Once Upon a Time is because they have Peter Pan as like a maniacal villain.
Yes, they do. From what I hear, yeah.
I am very interested in seeing that. There is a lot they can do with that. All right,
Yeah.
Lucky, you were saying something.
Was I?
Yeah, you were, and I rudely.
So we're talking about the ending. So,
I'm not sure if I have a thing.
any deviation?
I mean, if I want to be kind of just slightly tangential, but have we all seen that kind of famous video of a mishap during a performance of the play?
No. What is it?
So, well, two things happen. First, it's like when Peter flies in, the set gets knocked down.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. And then, so they fix that up. And then there's a point where it's like, I think Peter is supposed to fly, but they whoever was doing the rigging pulls the wrong rope, so Wendy's daughter flies.
Oh God.
Wait, was this in the broadcast version?
No, this is like some school production, I think.
Oh, no, I didn't. That is the. Oh my God, I missed that entirely.
Yeah, maybe you can find it on YouTube.
Oh, that's great if
Spider-Man,
that happened in the
Spider-Man.
podcast version. Holy shit.
Does whatever a Spider-Man can.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe Reeve Carney can play Peter Pan one day. That might be fun.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So what do we actually think about the Mini Driver ending we got going on here? Is that, you know, she got top billing in the in like the credits for
She
the.
did because she's like the only other
name?
like celebrity besides Walken.
Yeah, I think it says guest starring her. Yeah.
Well, Allison Williams is on that show on HBO. I think it's
Yeah,
called
she's on
Girls.
Girls, yeah, but I don't consider her like a big name like I do
Yeah.
Walken or I don't know, I guess Mini Driver's not like a big household name, but
Well, she's really good. She's really good in that show about a boy. Even though I don't think it really deserves a second season, but she's really good in that show.
I remember her from the Riches.
Well, and of course, one of her most famous roles that you and I are playing. She was Jane in another Jane. What do you know? She was Jane in Tarzan.
Of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
of course, yeah.
She was she was great in that.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, Mini Driver, she's good. So basically, we come back, we see an older Wendy, and it's a nice scene between her and Pan.
Yeah, again, I just feel like this is one of those things where it was done so much better in the book and the way that it was worded in the book and everything like that. Here, I felt Jane was kind of maybe a little too casual about the whole thing, and that was maybe my one big complaint.
Hey, is the caveat with Peter Pan if someone kisses him, he starts to grow old?
I don't know. I don't know if they explicitly say that.
Because I think that's what the deal is in the movie Hook, and that's what kind of was in my mind during the scene.
Okay,
Like,
I mean, yeah, that would make sense in terms of the when you think about Hook, in terms of the logic of that. Yeah,
that
but
was all that was going through my head during the scene, because I didn't know really the scene was coming, because it's not an animated movie.
Right, right.
So just watching this, it made me think, oh yeah, it's kind of that scene from Hook where like he says, I want to give her a kiss, and says, oh, well, no, you can't do that because he loses the thimble, and You lose the thimble, then it grows old. That's what I get from the Hook movies. I thought, nah, maybe that they're gonna do that, go that far, make all the Peter Pan versions go full circle somehow. But we're even getting Jane in this thing, so maybe we'll get a crappy sequel. Who knows?
Yeah.
My God, that sequel was terrible.
Yeah, the one, yeah, it was awful. It was really, really, really bad. I mean, conceptually, I like the fact that they kind of like built off of the ending of the book, but that was like the one thing creatively it had going for it, and they totally dropped the ball with the actual execution.
I found Jane and the Lost Boys so unlikable. I did not like them in that movie.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Anyway, so sorry, back to play. Anything of note in this scene we should say before we wrap up here? Before you guys wrap up?
Not really, no.
Not that I can think of, no.
Like I said, I just think that the ending of the book is a lot more poignant than this. Like, I just feel like everything about this thing, it's, I could sum this whole production up like this. It's like, it's pretty to look at. It's got good production values. It's got the effort put in at the right places. It is just really, really hollow.
I think I can sum it up with 3 words.
Okay.
NBC. 3 letters.
Yeah. And even Walken doesn't give a shit, but of course he's the reason why anyone would want to watch this, I would hope.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But,
hey, what would Walken
what
think
NBC
of this?
does next?
What would that sound? What would that sound like? What would Walken's last thoughts on this production be, in retrospect? Monkey?
Obvious SNL reference. Needs more cowbell.
Tiki?
You know, about halfway through that production, all I could think about was how nice it would be to go backstage, roll myself a fat joint. And so that was the only thing that was on my mind during the last half. I mean, what can I say? I'm Christopher Walken. I work hard. I need to unwind. That's what I have to say. He would go backstage and do drugs afterwards.
Well, let me think. See, it was so long ago. It felt actually like a month, but really, when I was there, it just felt like it was like 5 minutes of my time. Really, it was just a lot of fun backstage. Yes, but I'll tell you this: what was so fun? Seeing Nelson Williams, that green outfit. I mean, wow! I was sword fighting her on many levels. It was it was astounding. But overall, I think I turned in good performance. This Hook, got to do some dancing. Not a lot. I don't want to get too tired, but it was very nice. It was very, very cute. Very, very, very nice. This is the thing I take kids to see. You know, you get the American stereotypes. Really, really educational. Really, really informative. There was a pretty light show. Pretty much. But I think the moral to leave this with, and I learned this from Smee. So 2 mice fell in a bucket of cream. The first mouse drowned, and the second mouse ran so fast, churned that cream into butter, ran outside, bought a ticket to see this production, hashtagged, bring Tinkerbell back. Then hashtagged it again, good measure. Bought another ticket, even though he didn't have to. He's that nice a mouse. That nice a Mickey Mouse, in fact. Didn't even have to do it. Different competing networks altogether. Just climbed out of there and went back to TV, watched the DVR'd version of this, despite the fact that it's going to come on demand anyway. Watches it and just calls me on the phone the next morning and tells me, "Wow, Christopher Walken, that's your name. You were so good as Captain Hook. I mean, why is Hollywood not knocking on your door to do more? Hook." I mean, Dustin Hoffman, he calls me too, and he says, "Well, I don't think that's funny at all." But overall, I thought it was fun. I recommend it, at least once. Cowbell.
And that's our show, everyone. Have a good night.